Now we are moving to three sectors model. Three sectors model include three sectors. It is defined as the flow of income for goods, services, and factor services between household, investment, and government sector. That means three sectors are functioning within this model. The model based on the assumption which states that the consumption function is indigenous while investment and government function are exogenous variables. From one hand, and national income equals national product or aggregate supply from other hand. The model concerns with the questions of how to find the equilibrium level of income and consumption and to prove that S equal I plus G. So the condition or the conditions of equilibrium against this model are expenditure methods where Y aggregate supply equals C plus I plus G equal consumption demand, investment demand, and government demand, or consumption expenditure, investment expenditure, or government expenditure. Y, as mentioned, stands for aggregate supply, and here are three components of aggregate demand: C, I, and G. The saving investment method for this model is S equal I plus G. Is said to be a special condition for three sectors model. It is valid only for three sectors model. S equal I plus G. But here is the question: why S equal I plus G and not S plus I, for example, equal G? The macroeconomics analysis requires the following statement: the outflow should equal the inflow. Saving is outflow of income because it decreases consumption. It decreases consumption. Once it decreases consumption, the income will decrease too. Investment and government expenditure are inflow, not outflow. They adds to income. S is subtracted from income. I and G is additionals or are additionals. That is the difference. So now we have to state this factor. In macroeconomics analysis, our inflow, outflow should equal inflow. Now let's see the application of three sectors model. Given C equal 40 plus 0.80y, I equal 60, G equal 20. The requirements are the same. How to find the equilibrium level of consumption, sorry, that's correct, and how to determine the equilibrium level of income. Now prove that S equal I plus G. Remember that question. S equal I plus G, not S equal I. S equal I plus G. المفروض الادخار يساوي الاستثمار زائد الانفاق الحكومي، او الانفاق الاستثماري زائد الانفاق الحكومي. Now let's use the expenditure method first. Y equal C plus I plus G. Just we are going to substitute the givens. Y equal 40 plus 0.80y plus 60 plus 20. Let's push 0.80y to the left side, and then the remain y negative 0.80y and 60 plus 40 plus 20. 0.20y equal 120. Let's divide each by 0.20. The remain is y equal 120 over 0.20, which is 600. So y equals 600. Once y equals 600, then C equal 40 plus 0.80 times 600. Before the determination of income, we couldn't find C. Now C equal 520, S equal y minus C, S equal 600 negative 520, which is 80. What is 80? 80 equal 60 stands for investment, and 20 stands for government expenditure. So S equal 20. الادخار بيساوي $80. $80 ده عبارة عن $60 تعود للاستثمار و$20 تعود للإنفاق الحكومي. Then S equal I plus G. So we answered the three questions. We found out Y equals 600, C equal 520, and we proved that S equal I plus G, because S equal 80, I equal 60, and G equal 20. Now we are going to accelerate our solution using saving investment methods. The special condition for three sector models states that S should equal I plus G. S in this case equal negative 40 plus 0.20y, I equal 60, and G equal 20. So negative 40 plus 0.20y equal 60 plus 20, or let's push negative 40 to the right side, then the remain negative 0.20y equals 60 plus 20 plus 40, or 0.20y equal 120. Now divide each term by 0.20 y over 0.20 and 120 over 0.20. Okay, so y equal 600 as we found it using the previous methods. C still equal 520 and S equal y minus C equal $80. $80 actually is 60 plus 20, which is investment plus government expenditure. Three sectors with taxes. Why? Because the side which imposes taxes is government. No taxes without government. This is called flow of income in a three-sector model economy using taxes, which is defined as the flow of income for goods and services, manufactured services between households, investment and government sector with taxes. The model is based on the assumption which is said that the consumption function is indigenous while investment and government function are exogenous variable from one hand, and national income equals to national product or aggregate supply from other hand. The model concerned with the question of how to find the equilibrium level of income and equilibrium level of consumption, and to prove that S plus Tx equal I plus E. S plus Tx equal I plus E is a special condition for three sectors model with taxes. Now again, Ys plus Tx together and I plus E together. Now taxes are outflow of income like saving. As we mentioned before, the analysis states that outflow should equal inflow. The conditions of equilibrium within this model: expenditure methods where y equals C plus I plus E, and saving investment methods where S plus Tx equal I plus E. S plus Tx equal I plus E special condition for three sectors model with taxes. Tx stands for taxes. Application: given consumption function 40 plus 0.80 y, I equal 60, G equal 20, Tx equal 10. Let us take some pause. Now, usually taxes imposes on income. The function that include income is a consumption function. Why? So, taxes should deal with income. It has negative relation with income. Now, taxes should be subtracted from income. In this example, taxes have no common relation with investment and government expenditure. I mean, in this case. So, when we are going to apply the expenditure method, we have to put in account this factor. Let me show how to deal with taxes using expenditure methods. You know that y equal c plus I plus j. This is an expenditure method for 3 sectors model. C, as you know, equal a plus b y, and y should be subtracted by tx. Then y equal a plus b open brackets y negative tx close the brackets plus I plus g, or y equal 40 plus 0.80, 0.80 as you know it is b, y negative 10 plus 60 plus 20. Now let's break down the brackets. 40 plus 60 plus 20 equal 120. Now to open the brackets, let's multiply 0.80 by y and by negative 10, be 0.80y, 80y times 10 equal negative 8 plus 0 plus 120. Let's push 0.80y to the left side. The remain on the right side is 112. On the left side it is 0.20, y equal 112. Y equal 112 over 0.20, which is 560. Do you remember? The income before taxes was 600. Now it is 560. It decreased by impacts of taxes from 600 to 560. Now C equal 490, S equal 560, negative 490 equal 70, S plus Tx equal 80, I plus G equal 80, then S plus Tx equal I plus G. Four sectors model. Circular flow of income in a four sectors economy. It is defined as the flow of income or goods, services and factors services between households, sector, investment sector, government sector with taxes, and international trade sector, which includes export and import. The model based on the assumptions which states that the consumption function is indigenous, while investment, government, and export-import functions are exogenous variables. This from one hand, and from other hand, national income equals to national product or aggregate supply. The model concerned with the main questions: how to find the equilibrium level of income and consumption, and to prove that S plus Tx plus M import is out subtracted from income equal I plus G plus X. The conditions of equilibrium of four sectors model are expenditure method, where Y equals C plus I plus G plus X export minus M. X minus M is known as net export. And saving investment methods, S plus Tx plus M equal I plus G plus X. Special condition for not for three, for four sectors model, or four sectors model. This is special condition not for three but for four sectors model. But pay attention to the special condition where S plus Tx plus M equal I plus G plus X. To simplify application for four sectors model, we will ignore taxes. Then C equal 40 plus 0.80 Y, I equal 60, G equal 20, X equal 10, and M equal 5. Then Y equal C plus I plus G plus X minus M equal Y equal 40 plus 0.80 plus 60 plus 20 plus brackets 10 minus 5. Y equal 125 plus 0.80 Y. Push 0.80 Y to the left side. The remain is 0.20 Y equal 125 divided each by 0.80. We will capture Y equal 625 because the level of export more than the level of import. Now the condition is special condition in case of no taxes. S plus M equal I plus G. S equal 75, M equal 5 equal 80, which is I plus G, which is I plus G. This is the last version of the circular flow of income. We try to simplify the analysis as given by John Maynard Keynes. The system of multipliers. multipliers والمultiplier المضاعفات أو المكاثرات. Let's first define what stands behind the chain of multiplier. A multiplier in macroeconomics is a factor of proportionality that measures how much an indigenous variable change in response to change in some exogenous variable. متغير داخلي يتغير بسبب متغيرات خارجية. كيف يتكاثر؟ يتضاعف in negative or positive way. The multiplier effect refers to the effect of national income and product of an exogenous increase in demand. الأثر, the impacts of demand on national income and national product. The relation should be direct. Suppose that investment demand increases, then firms will increase its product. طيب. لو زاد الطلب الاستثماري، الشركات التي تنتج السلع الاستثمارية ستزيد من إنتاجها وبالتالي سيزيد الطلب. Now, the forms of multiplier system are many, various, but we will focus on three of them. Investment multiplier, which measures the change in income resulting from the change in investment. مضاعف الاستثمار ويقيس التغير في الدخل الناتج عن التغير في الاستثمار. The function of investment multiplier is to calculate the change in income due to the change in investment. Take for example C equals 60 plus 0.75y and I equal 50. The calculation gives that y equal 440. Assume that investment increased by $10 now. Not now investment equal 60, not 50. What if happened that investment increased from 50 up to $60. This action should impact on income. The calculations give that new income now equal 480 due to the increase of investment from 50 up to 60. The delta y equal 480 minus 440 is 40 only. So the change in income equal 40 from 440 up to 480. The change in income by $40 is resulting from the change in investment by $10. $10 of investment leads to $40 in income. Why? we expected that the change in investment by $10 leads to the change in income also by $10, but actually that is not correct. The system of multipliers. Multipliers or multiplier المضاعفات أو المكافرات. Let's first define what stands behind the chain of multiplier. A multiplier in macroeconomics is a factor of proportionality that measures how much an indigenous variable change in response to change in some exogenous variable. متغير داخلي يتغير بسبب متغيرات خارجية. كيف يتكاثر؟ يتضاعف in negative or positive way. The multiplier effect refers to the effect of national income and product of an exogenous increase in demand. الأثر, the impacts of demand on national income and national product. The relation should be direct. Suppose that investment demand increases, then firms will increase its product. طيب. لو زاد الطلب الاستثماري، الشركات التي تنتج السلع الاستثمارية ستزيد من إنتاجها وبالتالي سيزيد الطلب. Now, the forms of multiplier system are many, various, but we will focus on three of them. Investment multiplier, which measures the change in income resulting from the change in investment. مضاعف الاستثمار هو يقيس التغير في الدخل الناتج عن التغير في الاستثمار. The function of investment multiplier is to calculate the change in income due to the change in investment. Take for example C equals 60 plus 0.75y and I equal 50. The calculation gives that y equal 440. Assume that investment increased by $10 now. Not now investment equal 60, not 50. What if happened that investment increased from 50 up to $60. This action should impact on income. The calculations give that new income now equal 480 due to the increase of investment from 50 up to 60. Now, the delta y equal 480 minus 440 is 40 only. so the change in income equal 40, from 440 up to 480. The change in income by $40 is resulting from the change in investment by $10. $10 of investment leads to $40 in income. Why? We expected that the change in investment by $10 leads to the change in income also by $10, but actually that is not correct. Please follow this instructions using paper and pen. Now, delta y, or the change in y, the change in income, equal the new income minus the past income. Delta y equal 480 minus 440, which is 4. And delta I, as mentioned, increased by $10. The change in investment equal $10. Investment multiplier states that delta y equal ki delta I. Delta y, change in income. Ki is known as an investment multiplier, and delta I is a change in investment. The formula of ki equal the reciprocal of MPS, or 1 over 1 minus MBC. As mentioned, 1 minus MBC equal MPS, or 1 over MPS. Then, where is MBC? Let's look to the, return back to our consumption function, where MPC equals 0.75. Then KI equal 1 over 1 negative 0.75, or 1 over 0.25, which is 4. So delta y equal, as mentioned, equal 4 is ki times 10, which is delta I, equal 40. Proved. Now let's move to government multiplier, مضاعف الإنفاق الحكومي, KG. Calculates change in income due to the change in government expenditure. The equation states that delta y equal kg delta g, where kg is a government multiplier and delta g change in government expenditure. If c equal 60 plus 0.75 y, I equal 50 and g equal 20, then y equal y equal 520 after the process of calculation. Assume that G increased by $5, then G equal 25, not 20. Then the new income is Y equal 540. Due to the change in government expenditure by $5, the total income increased from 520 up to 540. So the change in income equal 540 negative 520, which is 20. It's caused by the increase of investment expenditure by $5. Let's prove that. As mentioned, delta y equal kg delta g equal what? Kg equal 4 times delta g equal 5 equal 20. Delta y, as mentioned before, 540 minus 520 equals 20. Proved. Okay, last station in this chapter is about the taxes multiplier, مضاعف الضرائب. It measures the change in income resulting from the change in taxes. Statement: the relation between taxes and income is inverse. And delta y equal ktx delta tx, where ktx is not a government expenditure, it is a taxes multiplier, and delta tx stands for change in taxes. ktx equal negative b over 1 minus b, or negative 0.75 over 1 minus 0.75, or negative 0.75 over 0.25, which is negative 3. Now, given also if c equals 60 plus 0.75, yi equal 50, g equal 10, and tx equal 10 also, then y in this case equal 450. Before taxes it was what? It was 540. Now it decreased down to 450. Given taxes increased by $5 from 10 to 15, and this case should lead to more decrease in income. Now y equal 6 plus 0.75 brackets y negative 15 instead of negative 10 the past, plus 50 plus 10. The result is that the new y after the increase of taxes from 10 to 15, 435. The difference between the past and the new y is 15. Now, as mentioned, delta y equal ktx delta tx, which is negative 3 times 5 equal negative 15. Proved.